Yo, my people, welcome back to another match review. Before we get into this video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let's get in the comments and let's go back and forth. Let's engage, man. Let's build this community. Let's build this family here on Curtis Talks Football. And yeah, man, I want to hear your opinions. I want to hear your views. Have we got any hope for next year? Is there any hope for being in the Champions League next year? You let me know. Is it over? Is it still on? Is it Europa League? Is it no Europe at all? What are your predictions for the last 5 games now of the season for what you believe our club can go on and achieve? Let me hear from you guys. Please press the hype button and let's get this channel out to as many viewers as possible and let's build this community, man. But without any further ado, let's get into the video. Now, I've asked for you guys' opinions and what you think. And of course, I'm going to share mine. Champions League football is done for next season. Don't shoot the messenger. It pains me to say it because God knows what that means for our summer transfer window. God knows what that means for keeping the footballers that we want to keep at our club. You know, Palmer done his pre-match interview and he said, we don't make Champions League, everything changes. And boy, do we know it. The players we can attract, the players we can afford to sign, it all switches up and it all goes out the window and we're looking at, you know, a bunch of duds again. You know, really and truly, we don't make Champions League. We are literally relying on Tottenham to get relegated. Because that's the only deals, half decent deals may I add, that will be out there and be available, where we can get cut price deals and the likes of Mickey van der Ven. Who else would I take? Just him, really. You know, we need a centre back. I'd have him, no doubt about it. Quick, powerful, strong, good with the ball at his feet. He's a good footballer, yeah. And maybe some of his weaknesses or some of his issues that he's had at Tottenham is simply from being at Tottenham. I think at Chelsea Football Club, he raises his level and he becomes a world-class centre-back, you know, permanently. I know he's had his moments at Tottenham, but then his form's dipped and he's looked crap. But I think at Chelsea Football Club, he becomes a world-class centre-back and we go on and we can actually do some decent things in the cup competitions. We need much more than that to do anything in the league, but I'll take him for sure. But back to Chelsea. Poor result. You know, I forgot to even say, but you're here already. Chelsea 0, it's in the headline. Chelsea 0, Man United 1, right? Absolutely poor result. Performance wasn't too bad though. With the performance, you can say we're hard done by. We deserved at least a draw. At least. First half, dominated. Goal, you know, it was an unlucky goal as far as Fofana goes off injured for a poor punch from the goalkeeper. Just flipping Bozo runs out. Yeah, cool, he punches it, but there's no awareness of where his player is. Can he not try and do a little... goalkeepers are meant to be flexible. Can he not do a little sort of ballet move, a little pirouette or something, and punch it like that, where he takes the blow and not Fofana? No. Boom! Clatters into his ribs, not with his fist, but with his knee, and probably cracked his rib or something. You know what I mean? He done damage. It was a sore one, and Fofana quite rightly obviously had to get treatment, and then he's gone off for a minute or whatever. And in that time, we get exploited by a beautiful cutback from Fernandes. Poor defending by Garnacho. Yeah, he runs back, and he's known for this. He done it at Man United. In fact, we benefited at the same ground was it last year? It was either last year or 2 seasons ago when Cucurella gets the last minute goal. And I think it's Neto whips the ball in or Palmer whips the ball in. And then Cucurella scores. I'm not sure what game it was, whether it was Premier League or it was the Cup. But in that, Garnacho's there in front of Palmer and he just lifts up his leg just on a soft one, lifts it up. There's no passion. He's just there. That's how he defends. He's just there. He doesn't want the ball. He don't want to defend. But instead of just completely being out of the picture and it sort of exposing him, what he does is he runs back like he did today. Run back, gets to the player, does nothing. Doesn't barge him. Don't put the pressure on. Don't really battle for the ball. Fernandes ain't quick. He's not known for his power or anything like that. But because he didn't really want it, all he was a body. And Fernandes just shields him off, carries the ball round, pull back, Cunha, great finish. Clinical. Absolutely clinical. And going back to it, the defence can feel hard done by for that, because if Fofana's on, Cunha's taken care of, either by Fofana himself or by Caicedo, who obviously had to drop back into that centre-back position. So there was too much of a gap between Caicedo and Cunha. But Caicedo, obviously, he's not a centre-back, so he's tussling with Benjamin Sesko. So he's out of the game anyway. But then everything was just all over the place. Like I say, it's bad luck, because when we had 11 players on the pitch, we had all our defenders, they didn't concede. Yeah, as usual, the goalkeeper looks dodgy at times and we nearly make a couple mistakes from playing out from the back. But overall, we handled it. And I'll be fair in saying that that's half the defence and half our attackers, in the sense of us dominating the ball, dominating possession. But I still say the attackers had a poor performance today is, it's all good having the ball, it's what you're doing with it. Now, when Steva was on the pitch, we looked dangerous because he's unpredictable. He can take you to the byline and cross a ball in, or even dribble into the box and then maybe even look for a pullback himself. Or he can cut inside, and he nearly scored when he cut inside. He's dangerous wherever he goes. Garnacho, on the other hand, and the rest of our wingers, even though Neto put some decent deliveries in, that's all he could do. That's all he could do. There's more an issue of Luke Shaw not being able to contain him anymore, because obviously he's overweight like he's always been, and he's old now. So a younger Luke Shaw probably stops Neto putting in half of the deliveries that he put in the box, because it's so predictable like Garnacho is. But thankfully, I guess for Neto, for his stats, that wasn't the case. But Neto couldn't hit the byline. Garnacho couldn't hit the byline. They were locked up. Like Akon. Locked up, they won't let them out. Won't let them out, mate. Would not let them do what they wanted to do. Yeah? And, it's not even about... Also, so in Garnacho's case, he couldn't do what he wanted to do. Neto did do a lot of what he wanted to do. But it's what they can't do that's the killer. How are these not professional footballers? I'll never know. The standard of a professional footballer, particularly attackers, particularly wingers, has dipped from what I'm used to, from what I grew up on. What was standard is now like luxury. Luxury. I remember like the likes of Daniel Sturridge, what he was doing. And he couldn't get a game for us. He'd be looking like flipping the second coming of Ronaldinho at Chelsea, in today's Chelsea. Not, a bench boy struggling to get on, struggling to fight for his spot. Like, mate, football is boring because of the predictability and the lack of quality, particularly, like I say, from the attacking players. It's not just at Chelsea, it's across the board. Because I watched the Tottenham game earlier, because I'm sure we're all watching it, hoping for some entertainment, some relegation shocker come the end of the season. And it's the same there, But that being said, you look at the likes of Brighton, Bournemouth, they seem to purchase these wingers that can half do a job going down to the byline. Like Matoma, some of the things he was doing on the ball, where, again, he's known for taking it to the byline, but they're not at the top clubs. The players that can't take on their man and put a cross in are at the top clubs, particularly Chelsea, Man United. Because Man City, they've got their ballers. Liverpool, they've got their ballers. Arsenal, No. They've got Madueke, so that says a lot. We all know about Madueke. But yeah, again, outside of maybe Man City and Liverpool, everybody else, and in the top 6, they're struggling for those wingers. But then you look at, like I say, you look at the likes of Brighton, Bournemouth who had Semenyo, who's now gone Man City. Palace. These lot have had players or have got players who can do that job. So why are they signing them? Why are they finding those players and wanting those players and we're not? Baffling. But like I say, Champions League is unfortunately done. Best thing we can do now to save our season is win the FA Cup and take Europa League from doing so. There's too much of a gap between us and Liverpool and everybody else above Liverpool. Like, it's 10 points between us and Man United. 10 points. We were meant to be maximum 10 points off first come the end of the season. Maximum. That's the gap that we was trying to cut down. Now we're 10 points off third. Terrible. Big summer ahead. Big summer ahead. I don't know. I don't trust them. I don't trust them with Champions League, let alone without it. So again, it's going to be a long rest of the season. It's going to be a long season next year. Man. But what can I say, man? We got Brighton next. I saw Brighton again. Like I say, I see them against Tottenham. They don't give up. They got a great team. They're playing well. That's a long day away from home as well. They've got plenty of results, both at their ground and at our ground over the last few years. I don't see us winning that at all, to be honest with you. Probably looking at 2-0 Brighton. I said in the last video that I'll never bet against Chelsea, or I'll never do a review. I'll never do a prediction, rather, against Chelsea. But after today's performance, the reality, the injuries that we've got, I've got to keep it realistic. Obviously, I don't want that, but I've got to keep it real. I can't see us beating Brighton. Like I say, Champions League's done. So, yeah, that's that. People, thanks for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Like I said at the top of the video, man, let's build up this community. I want to hear from you. Is there anybody out there with an opinion to cheer me up? Is there anybody out there that's got something to say that's going to give me hope for the rest of this season and even going into next season? If that's you, please help a brother out and hit the comment section and let me know. And let's have a back and forth. People, like I say, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. I'm out.